Good morning, students. I am VN खैरनार PGT फिजिक्स फ्रॉम जवाहर नवोदय विद्यालय शेगांव। बच्चों, हमने प्रीवियस क्लास में मोशन चैप्टर में डिस्टेंस, डिस्प्लेसमेंट, स्पीड एंड वेलोसिटी एंड एक्सेलरेशन इसके बारे में पढ़ा। सो लेट अस रिवाइज दिस थिंग्स वंस अगेन। सो व्हाट इज इन बाय डिस्टेंस? It is the actual length of the path traveled by the body, that is called as the distance. That means when you will move from one point to another point, then that actual path is covered by you, that is called as the distance. Then the displacement. Now you can see in this figure, suppose here the starting point from this A point is here, and you are moving in this direction, and again you are coming same point A after taking one round. Then you can say that the distance covered by you will be 400 meter, but the displacement will be 0 because the starting point and initial points are the same one. So we already discussed about this displacement also. It is the length of the shortest path traveled by a body from its initial position and its final position. Since both the position, initial and final positions are same here, therefore we can say displacement is 0. Next one is speed. Very simple. Speed is distance upon time. So many times you have used this formula in mathematics also. So next one is velocity. Already I told you this concept of velocity is new for you, where the velocity is a vector quantity because it is having magnitude as well as direction. So here the velocity you will define as the rate of change of displacement of the body per unit time, or you can say that velocity is equal to displacement upon time. On the other hand, you are defined about the speed is equal to distance upon time. So speed is a scalar quantity. On the other hand, velocity is a vector quantity because it's having magnitude as well as direction. Next one is acceleration. Acceleration, rate of change of velocity. Rate of change of velocity is called as an acceleration. That is, acceleration is equal to change in velocity upon time. That means if the velocity is changing with respect to time, then we can say that the body is getting accelerated. Either acceleration may be positive acceleration or negative acceleration. That means if the rate of change of velocity is increasing, you can say, then that is called as a positive acceleration. If you are applying the brake, that time the rate of change of velocity is, you can say, decreasing, therefore it is called as a retardation. So SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square. Now in this particular session we are going to discuss about plotting of graph for the various situations. For example, distance, displacement, velocity and time. We have to plot the graph of distance time, velocity time, acceleration time graph. And before that one, we will discuss that how to plot the graph. And I think students, in mathematics also you will learn this year how to plot the graph. So here in this slide it is shown here how to plot a point, how to plot this point. Suppose you are having this point 3 4. I think you might be knowing about 3 4. The value of x is 3 and the value of y is 4 here. So on x axis you will take 0 1 2 3 4 5 etc., and y axis also you can take 0 1 2 3 4 5 etc. Since these are the numbers, so I am not giving any, you can say, the unit here. So simply you can plot this point 3 4 which is shown here. You can show the point by a capital letter. Suppose this is the point A here. So this is very simple for you, but even though it is simple, but we have to use this frequent use of this particular plotting of points for distance time, velocity time and acceleration time graph. So let us proceed further about how to plot the graph in physics for the given situation. I have taken one simple example here. Suppose the body is moving on a straight line, you can say. So the distance covered in kilometer, that is in kilometer, 0 kilometer, 5 kilometer, 15 kilometer, 20 kilometer, 25 kilometer, 30 and 35 kilometer. Similarly, the time is here in minutes. So 0, 15, 30, 45, 60, 75 and 90. From this one you can say that whether this time period is you can say continuous time period, or you can say the equal time period. You can observe from this one, because you will notice that things in the plotting of the graph. And similarly you can say the distance covered in kilometer, that is given here 0, 5, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So again you will notice something here about the given data. So let us see how this data will affect, or how this data will give you about the graph. So now already you are known about this graph. This is the picture of graph. So what is in the graph, student? Can you tell me? This is the picture of the graph, but you can see here on this graph or on this paper, you can see it's a green paper, no doubt. And here the two lines, so many lines are there which are horizontal and you can say vertical, but both all are perpendicular to each other. So even here you can say, in case of physics, you can say the least count here, that is 1 millimeter, and here on x-axis and y-axis, two axis we have taken. So you can say in graph you can plot so many lines which are perpendicular to each other, and in that one we have to plot the different points, that is the given points. Similarly here distance, time. So how to plot the graph? You have to take the two axes, that is x-axis here and y-axis here. So generally you have to make 4 quadrant, but since I have shown here only one quadrant, so x-axis and y-axis. On x-axis you can take here time minutes. So already you can see here 0, 15, 30, 45 up to 90, or you can say up to 120 I have taken here time in minutes. Similarly here distance on y-axis, which is from 5 to 35. Remember here, whatever the scale you will choose, all the points, or you can say all the readings should be covered, or you can show that all the readings with the appropriate way. That is the importance of taking the scale. So while plotting the graph in case of physics for any experimental data, so first of all you have to choose the scale. So appropriate scale you have to choose, so that the minimum value should be you can able to plot, as well as maximum value you can able to show here on the in the graph. So next thing, here the scale I have taken, you can see here scale you have taken already. On x-axis and y-axis you have taken the scale. Here I have shown on x-axis what scale you have taken. So from this graph you can say that on x-axis you have taken 1 centimeter or 2 centimeter is equal to 15, and similarly on y-axis you can say 2 centimeter is equal to 5. So you have to note down here on x-axis what scale you have chosen, and similarly on y-axis what scale you have chosen. No doubt on x-axis you have taken time, so on x-axis you have to indicate whatever the scale you have taken in time. Similarly on y-axis you have taken the distance, that is in meter. So if it is given in meter, for example in this example it is given in kilometer, therefore you can show that is in kilometer, and you have to choose the appropriate scale. After choosing the scale, you have to plot the points here. You can see here the dotted dots are marked here with the red one, that is this one, this one. These are all the points you have marked from the previous table. Now the next thing is there, after plotting this, after marking these points in this particular graph, now you have to connect these things. You will connect all the points. So already you have connected this one by the red line. So you got the graph like this. Okay, the nature of the graph will be like this. Now here in this graph you can see here the 2 points A and B I have taken. From this one you can say this point and this point. These 2 points I have marked as A and B here. You can take any 2 points on this graph, anywhere you can take on this particular marked line or plotted line. Then after taking these 2 points A and B, I have drawn the perpendicular on x-axis from this point A. Similarly, from this point B also I have drawn perpendicular to x-axis and perpendicular to y-axis. Similarly from A also, here the perpendicular to x-axis and perpendicular to y-axis. So from both the points draw the perpendicular to both the axes. Now here in this graph you can see here the shaded portion I have shown here, which is in the, you can say, the orange color. So you have got the triangle A, B and C. So after plotting the points on this graph, you got finally this type of triangle by choosing the point A and B on this particular line. Now the next one, after taking this one 2 points A and B and drawing perpendicular to x and y axis, so ultimately you can say you got the triangle. Now you can see here on x axis the point A and C on x axis indicates 30 and 15. Similarly point B and C on y axis indicates 15 and 5, that means 5 kilometer and 15 kilometer. Similarly here on x axis 15 minutes and 30 minutes. So ABC is nothing but your right angle triangle. So dear student, here one calculation I have done here, speed. Now you will say that sir, here in this graph we are not going to find any speed here. यहाँ पे कहीं पर भी आपको स्पीड यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ नहीं दिख रहा है, फिर आपने यहाँ पे स्पीड इज इक्वल टू BC अपॉन AC ये कहाँ से लाया? सो ये यहाँ पे ग्राफ के लिए बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है, इसी को कहा जाता है स्लोप। क्या कहा जाता है? स्लोप। अभी स्लोप क्या होता है? स्लोप होता है बच्चों, एक्चुअली इट इज अप्लाइड इन राइट एंगल ट्राइंगल, एंड इन केस ऑफ राइट एंगल ट्राइंगल you are having this 90-degree angle. Since it's a right angle triangle, one angle will be 90 degree, then you are having this one angle and this another angle. Now you have to choose any one angle for this one. So suppose I will take this angle as a theta. Suppose this angle I will take as A point here, then B point here and C point here. So if you choose theta as angle A, then ultimately BC, this will be the perpendicular, and AC, this will be the base of this right angle triangle. So what is slope? Slope is nothing but simply you can say tan theta. Now again you will get in confusion, that's what is this tan theta. I know that you are not studied about the trigonometry chapter, so when you will learn the trigonometry chapter, that time you will come to across a 6 trigonometry ratio, that is sine, cos, tan, sec, cosec and cot. Out of that one I am taking here tan, that is tan here, tan theta. Now this theta means whatever the angle you are choosing here. Suppose I am choosing angle A here, therefore tan theta I will apply for this particular angle. If you will take this angle B, then you apply tan theta for this one, and this tan theta is nothing but the slope. Now let me tell you how to find the slope. Slope is nothing but a very simple definition of this tan theta. Tan theta is equal to perpendicular divided by base. That means the side opposite to this angle divided by the side adjacent to this angle. That is called as the tan theta, or ultimately you can say slope. Now you see your slope I have written. So what is slope here? BC, that is nothing but your perpendicular, and divided by AC, that is nothing but your base here. So perpendicular upon base, and now you can take BC. How you will calculate the BC? BC is nothing but the difference of 15 and 5 kilometer, that means 15 minus 5, and AC you will get the difference 30 minus 15. So ultimately you will get here 10 by 15, or you will get 0.666 kilometer. So what is the meaning of this? Meaning of this means for this particular slope, that means this particular line AB, the slope is 0.666 kilometer, or you can say in a rounded form 0.67 or 0.7 kilometer per minute. So this is very important in case of plotting a graph. So starting from how to plot the graph up to how to take the slope of the graph. Now you will say that, sir, what does slope indicate? Slope indicates, depends on what you are taking on y-axis and what you are taking on x-axis. Now we will discuss about this slope. Simply slope means what? Suppose you will take here on here x-axis and y-axis, and two lines if I will take like this, then you can say this P and this Q, these are the two lines. The slope of this Q, this is the angle with x-axis is more than this angle made by this line P. So the slope of this Q is greater than slope of this P. और सिंपल वे में ध्यान में रखने के लिए बच्चों एक ही चीज़ ध्यान में रखिए, अगर आप इस पॉइंट पे यहाँ पे रहते हो, जैसे कि यहाँ पे मैंने अभी ड्रॉ किया है, यहाँ पे आप बैठ गए तो आप जल्दी नीचे आ जाओगे, और यहाँ पे अगर आप बैठते हैं तो आप थोड़े धीरे नीचे आ जाओगे. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ, जहाँ पे आप फास्ट नीचे आते हो दैट लाइन इज हैविंग अ बिगर स्लोप, एंड जहाँ पे आप धीमे आते हो यहाँ से यहाँ, तो उस वक्त उस लाइन का स्लोप कम होता है कंपैरेटिवली दिस लाइन. दिस इज द वेरी सिंपल मीनिंग ऑफ स्लोप. नाउ आई विल अप्लाई दिस कंसेप्ट ऑफ प्लॉटिंग ऑफ ग्राफ, how to plot the points on a given graph for different situation. Now I will proceed. Here the next thing, what is the next thing here? I have taken this point, or you can say already calculated for this one what is slope, so you can easily calculate the slope of this particular triangle also. Here also you can take the slope for this particular triangle also. So I think this simple homework you can do. So what is the slope for this triangle and for this triangle? Already you have calculated the slope for this particular triangle, that is nothing but 0.6 kilometer per minute, etc. So next one, graph and its type. Now we have discussed about the graph. Now we'll proceed for its type. So what are the types here? The first one, distance time graph. Second, displacement time graph. Third, velocity time graph, and fourth one is acceleration time graph. These four graphs now we have to study. Now whatever the graph I will now going to discuss, I will not show any points here. For example, in this distance time graph, you can see here the change in the position of the body with respect to time can be represented on the distance time graph. In this graph, distance is taken on y-axis and time is taken on x-axis. The distance time graph for uniform speed is a straight line or linear. Now you see, here word uniform is used, and already I have told in the previous slide or previous lecture the meaning of the uniform. That means equal interval and equal distance covered in equal interval of time. That is nothing but the uniform things. So this is because the uniform speed of the body travels equal distance. You can see here it is given, it is equal distance in equal interval of time. That's why there is the uniform speed. So we can determine the speed of the body from the distance time graph. Now see, we can determine the speed here. In the previous case, just we will take that slide also. In the previous case, we have calculated the slope, that is speed. So speed is nothing but the slope of this particular triangle, that is nothing but speed is equal to this BC is nothing but the distance. So distance, that is, and this AC is nothing but time. So distance upon time is nothing but the speed here. So slope is given by speed. Now you would have come to know that even though this word speed is not given, but when you will take the slope of the given line, then you will get the new term, you can say. So here you got that new term is nothing but the speed. Similarly, now in this case, if I will go for distance time graph, so distance time graph already you have seen, on x-axis you will take distance, and on y-axis, on x-axis you will take time, and here you have taken the time and distance, you can see on y-axis. So if I want to find the slope here, so you will say that, sir, slope, how to calculate slope here? Because already you told that slope is equal to tan theta is equal to perpendicular upon base. But see here, this line is parallel to the x-axis. This line, whatever you have plotted by taking the points, that suppose the points are here like this, then that points, after joining, you got the parallel line. So can you tell me what is this 3 points indicates, or what is the value of these 3 points? Suppose distance is in meter and time is in second. So this first point, suppose this particular distance is suppose 10. So this 10 meter distance is fixed here. Time for 1 minute or 1 second, 10 meter. Another for second, 2 second, again distance is 10 meter. Third, again the distance is same, that is 10 meter. That means for every second the object is not at all going to change its position. It means that that object is at rest. But what should be the graph? The graph is between distance and time graph. Therefore you can say that the distance time graph, in which the line drawn is parallel to the x-axis, then that graph indicates, what indicates? The object is at rest. So this is nothing but the object is at rest. Second one, now come to this graph. If you plot the point or connect the point by using this, you can say distance time values on y-axis, the distance and time on x-axis. So you can say that here you got the straight line passing through the origin. So I think here you can say, you will recall that the uniform word, and this is nothing but the uniform speed, because if you will take here the slope is nothing but the speed, and the object is covering equal distance in equal interval of time. Therefore you can say the body is moving with uniform speed. Next one, when a body is moving with non-uniform speed, you see here non-uniform speed, then you will get the graph like this, decreasing speed and increasing speed. So I think how you will get this graph? So point will be like that. So what should be that point? That is also one homework for you. So you can take the point so that you will get the graph like this, and also you take some point in a given situation so that the graph will be also like this. So you can say that these are the two graphs showing in case of non-uniform speed. No doubt the distance time graph is there, therefore the slope is always, you can say, the speed. Now how will calculate the speed, you can say slope here. So dear student, the slope of this you will learn in higher classes, but still I will tell you how to take the slope of this one. So for this curve, you take any one point here and draw the tangent. So if you draw tangent here like this, then you take any 2 points like this, and then you apply the slope, that is tan theta. Then you will get the slope, that is speed, and that for that particular point you will get the value of the speed, which is also called as the instantaneous speed. Again, if you take this point, then the value will be something different. Again, if you take this point, then the value will be something different. So values will be different. You are getting not a constant one, because in a straight line you will get constant value, but here in this case you will not get constant value. So you can say the slope is varying here. That's why that is the case of the non-uniform speed. Next one, displacement time graph. Now you see here we are using the word displacement time. What is displacement time here? So instead of you can say distance on x-axis, you will take the displacement on x-axis, displacement on y-axis here. Now you see here, yes, I have indicated for the displacement, and here the time period. So you can say that here again the slope is 0. So you can say this is also slope is 0. Displacement, you can say in this case the body is at rest, because at every displacement, no doubt if the car is on a straight line at a 10 meter from you, and for every second the car is at that particular position only, so you can say that that is nothing but the displacement time graph, which is the slope of that line is 0. That means there is no question of the speed, that is speed is equal to 0. So you can say that the body is at rest 1. The next one, the body moving with uniform speed. So here also you can say, on x-axis I have shown here the displacement, and on y-axis I have shown the displacement, on x-axis I have shown here I have taken the time here. So displacement time, and you can say that the velocity of A is greater than the velocity of B. Since the angle θ1 is greater than θ2, or you can say q1 is greater than q2, so you can say the body is moving in a uniform speed. Why? Because both the lines are a straight line passing through origin, and if the nature of the graph is straight line, that is called as a uniform speed. On the other hand, these are the cases of the non-uniform velocity, displacement time. Remember, displacement time, therefore the slope will be velocity, and distance time, so slope will be speed. So these are the things which is very important here. Next one, velocity time graph. So in velocity time graph now, you are taking the velocity on y-axis, and time on x-axis. Now you see here the velocity of the body. Suppose here at this point the velocity is 40 meter per second. 40 meter per second. So for each time interval the speed is constant, 40 meter per second. Therefore you can say slope is 0, or acceleration, you can say here the acceleration is 0, because the velocity versus time, that means v by t. Remember, rate of change of velocity with respect to time is called as the acceleration. Therefore this graph actually shows the acceleration, but since the body is moving with a constant velocity, so you can say the acceleration is here constant one. So next one now, when a body is moving with uniformly changing speed, if the speed increases uniformly, that means velocity time graph. Here you will get these two graphs. So easily you can say the slope is known here as a positive slope, and the slope gives the uniform acceleration. This is the case of the uniform acceleration. Then speed is decreasing uniformly. You can see the initial speed is something here, or initial velocity is something here, and then if you plot the graph, and you will get the line like this one. So you can say that is the decreasing uniformly. Why uniformly? Because that line is straight line, so that is a decreasing one. So third one, non-uniform or changing speed. Here again you can say on y-axis velocity and x-axis time is here. The graph is a curve moving upward. The slope of the tangent drawn at any point, already I have told you these things, at any point on the curve is positive and is equal to acceleration of the body. Now you see here, again you can take any point here and draw the tangent, draw the triangle, and you take the slope. But since the slope is nothing but here velocity versus time, so you will get the slope is nothing but the acceleration, and this is the case of a non-uniform acceleration, because the graph is increasing in upward direction. Similarly here, non-uniformly you can say decreasing like this one, or decreases non-uniformly. Next one, acceleration time graph. Now in this case 1 and case 2, for a body at rest, velocity time graph, you can say the velocity time graph, the body is at rest. Here in case 2, a body is moving with uniform acceleration. You can say here uniform acceleration means the uniform acceleration means you are having the constant velocity. So velocity in this case is constant. So you can say in this case 2, you are getting uniform acceleration. So these are again some graphs are here. Velocity time graph already we have discussed, that is zero acceleration is here in this graph. Zero acceleration means what? Here the object or the body is having certain velocity. The body is not at rest, remember. So certain velocity is there, and it is moving with some changing time interval. So you can say the velocity is constant here, so acceleration is 0. That means you are not increasing or you are not decreasing the velocity, therefore the acceleration is constant. Now in this graph you can say uniform acceleration, straight line passing through origin, uniform acceleration increasing upward, non-uniform acceleration. Here you can say here non-uniform retardation, because in the downward direction you are getting here the curve, and here also downward you can say uniform retardation. Whenever the straight line is there, you can say uniform one, but depends it is increasing or decreasing. On that one you can define uniform acceleration or uniform retardation. So dear student, I hope all the graphs which we have discussed in this particular lecture you might have understood, and my request is there, in a practical situation you take the situation and take the readings for that particular things, and you try to draw the graph, and from the graph now you can analyze what is the nature of the graph, whether it is a speed distance time graph, that means related with the speed. If it is velocity time graph, then you will go for the acceleration, and if the acceleration time graph also you can draw. So from the nature of the graph you can predict about the things, about the object, what is the nature of the object, how it is moving. So these things is very important, and please try to solve this type of questions after this particular lecture. You go through the textbook or so many books also, and try to clear your concept so that it will be helpful for you in your future. So I think we have enjoyed this session, and we will meet once again for the new topic for the next session. Till then, thank you very much.